Good morning, readers. Today I'm here to teach you one new way to be a good reader. We already learned on our adventures that it's important to get ready and take a sneak peek before you start reading. We also learned to keep track of where and when the story takes place, the setting. And we also learned how to make predictions as we're reading. Today I want to teach you one new strategy. Today I want to teach you how to retell your stories. When you finish a book, it is important to retell. When you retell, it helps you realize if you knew what the story was about. If you can't retell, then that tells you have to go back and reread the story. So, when you retell, you're only telling the big, most important parts of the story. Not everything, because that's going to take a really long time. You tell the big main events in the story. So you can retell across your fingers. Retell important parts across your fingers. Who are the characters? Where does the story take place? The setting. Tell the beginning, what happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle, and what happened at the end. In the beginning, middle, end, it is really important to include the problem and solution of the story. Usually the problem happens in the beginning or in the middle. Usually the solution, how the problem gets solved, happens at the end. So I want to practice retelling Corduroy, but I didn't finish this book yet. So first we have to finish it. Then I'll retell it. Okay? So we left off when Corduroy was looking for his button and the security man found him. Okay? So Corduroy, in the beginning, Corduroy was at the store, at the toy store, and a little girl saw him on the shelf and she really wanted to buy him, but her mom said no because he was missing a button. So he goes and looks all over the store for his button, and then the security man found him. So that's where we left off. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. So he's back on the shelf. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I can bring you home." Wow, how do you think Corduroy feels about that? "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the saleslady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her room. She looks really excited. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed, just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know, I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." So she's giving him a new button. "You must be a friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. Wow, that was a really nice ending. I love this book. So now that I finished Corduroy, I can retell. I can retell to make sure I understand what happened in this story, and I remember all the parts. So retell important parts. I'm going to do that on my fingers. Characters. The main characters are Corduroy and a teddy bear named Corduroy, and a little girl named Lisa. The story mostly takes place in a big toy store or a big store. In the beginning, Corduroy was at the toy store on a shelf. A little girl named Lisa saw him and really wanted to buy him, but her mom said no because he was missing a button. Then, in the middle, Corduroy went to look all over the store for his button, but he didn't find it. In the end, Lisa realized she loved Corduroy just the way he was, so she went back and bought him. She brought him home to her apartment, and she even gave him a brand new button. They were both happy at the end, so you can even include characters' feelings. So did you see how I retold that whole story of Corduroy? Didn't tell every part, I just told the big, most important parts of the story. Okay? So today I want you to try retelling your own books. Okay? Read for at least 20 minutes in your book, in your virtual book baggies, in your books at home, or if you're reading on Mayan. So read and finish a whole book. Then at the end, practice retelling across your fingers, just like I did. Remember what to include: the characters, the setting, the beginning, middle, and end. In the beginning, middle, and end, be sure to say the problem and solution. Okay? When you finish a book and after you retell, be sure to upload a video of you retelling. You can send it to us through Class Dojo, or you can upload it to Google Classroom. I can't wait to see your retells. Have fun, boys and girls, and happy reading.